are you? What do you want?
God sent me. Get out of here, man. I got to warn you. You're doomed to stay. Go.
Hello, friends and fiends. Welcome to another edition of SlashOrama, our newest feature from Blood and Guts HHN. And this week, we're going to bring you a little bit of Hatchet. How you feeling, Mad Matt?
Hey, you can't go wrong with some good old Victor Crowley, some good old a good 80s throwback of a slasher movie like this. I'm very excited about talking about this one.
Good old American horror.
Yeah.
And that's what we got. So Hatchet, 2006, spawned 3 sequels and a couple of comic books. If I'm remembering that right.
You're right. Like I said, it's not like, it's still not something I would consider mainstream, but like people that are really hardcore into horror know about the Hatchet series. They know about Victor Crowley.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, this is like, it's a movie that I hold near and dear to my heart just because of director Adam Green and what he set out to do. He wanted to be a throwback to good old-fashioned 80s slasher hits. He wanted to have no CGI, all that practical makeup, and I think he succeeded in that. And like I said, he ended up creating a new horror icon in my eyes with Victor Crowley. Like I said, I just always loved this movie.
Yeah, and I feel like he really just, like you said, no CGI, but also I love the callback to other B and C list actors. So you'll see these in the films as they go on. You go, hey, I know that guy from this film, or I know that girl from this other thing, And so he kind of got those people on board, which was really crazy and cool.
It was a great cast, like you said, like just the ones like Patricia Darbo. Nobody really knows her, but it's like she's in the show Step by Step, and just like little B sitcoms like that.
Yep.
Richard, I don't know if I pronounce his last name, Ryle, played in like The Fugitive, but everybody's really going to know him from Office Space as the guy that tries to kill himself.
He's
in
the
car.
jump to conclusions, Matt. The jump to conclusions.
Exactly, and of course you got the legendary Kane Hodder as Victor Crowley, but then you got Robert Englund and Tony Todd, and the late John Carl Buechler as Jack Cracker. But he makes a special appearance in this movie too. So, like you said, just great little cameos for the Eagle Eye horror fans. Oh, I know that guy. I know that guy.
Yeah, from something else. So, and even I watched it recently with my brother. Halloween. He's like, how did he get so many of these great B movie C list characters together? I was like,
they needed the work.
They needed the work, and it worked out. And each film kind of has that same little grouping of those C characters. So
that's one like you hit the nail on the head with that. Like with each new installment, I'm always looking for who's he going to pull out of the pipeline this time. It's almost like the Expendables of horror movies when you talk about all the people that's in there.
Exactly, that's well said. That's a good way to put it. I like that.
So then continuing on, then one great thing about this movie is it's a simple story. Like director Adam Green, he was like camping whenever that's where he got the inspiration for this movie. He thought about his old times when he used to be going camping and all the campfire tales.
Yep.
And you think of those elements in this movie, Victor Crowley, the 3 boys that showed up to his house, terrorizing him and setting the house on fire. And his dad trying to save him by accidentally breaking through the door and hitting him in the face with a hatchet and just splitting his face wide open. And but one of the best elements of this story that I love is whenever they get near and she's already warned them about Victor Crowley, but you just hear, "Daddy."
Yep.
And it's something you would think about sitting around a campfire telling a ghost story to someone, and they executed that fantastically in this movie, and it just sets the atmosphere and the tone of the movie, and it's just, like I said, extremely well done.
And I had heard that the counselors when he was at camp had told him the story, and he kind of expanded upon that, as to like to whereas he was telling the other campers an extended story, kind of like trying to rile them up, kind of thing.
Right.
So that was pretty cool about this. And they shot the teaser in New Orleans, of course.
Yes.
And they had I guess a friend's daughter do the narration of the story
Now,
itself.
doing that, Adam, that's the way he got the funding, correct, for the movie?
Yeah, I believe that was how he got some of the funding. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he actually done a good job as far as raising money because the budget itself was $1.5 million. Now, the box office wise in the movie theater, he didn't make that back; only made about $200,000. But
Right.
now through the word of mouth, DVD sales, that movie it's made good bang for its buck. If it hadn't, obviously, we wouldn't have the series we have today. So, like I said, it's been very successful. Let's go ahead and transition over then. We kind of hit on it earlier about the practical effects for this movie.
Oh yeah.
What was some of your favorite kills for this movie?
Well, obviously the rip of the head.
Yeah.
With the woman, where you rip the jaw completely up. The camera goes around to transition into, so you got the real actor, of course, there. You go to the rip, the camera transitions around. You have the full rip on the prosthetic.
And we'll go ahead and apologize ahead of time, Fright fans. I doubt YouTube will allow us to put that up.
Yeah, we probably won't be able to show much of these, or if any at all. But yeah, so the camera transitions around to hide the prosthetic, and then you see the full rip, the skull.
That's my favorite kill too. Like I said, that's how you introduce a horror icon when they come out there. Like I said, and the best part about it when they're done, you see the tongue just a flapping in the mouth and everything.
And then he chops up. He of course comes out with the hatchet and chops up, jump to conclusions with the hatchet all the way down to about here, which is a hell of a swing and a hell of a. You're breaking through collarbone, shoulders, all that, ribs. You're going through all that. So that's a hell of a good kill, hell of a good swing.
One of my favorite ones too. Spoiler alert, but like I said, if you hadn't seen this movie, it's been out a while. But like I said, if you haven't seen it, drop everything and go watch it. But I love the very end with our main characters. You got Mary Beth, and then you got Ben in the boat, and she gets knocked in the water, and you think he's reaching his hand down there to save her.
You see the hand.
It's the severed arm, and Victor Crowley's beautiful
arm.
face is there at the end, and that's how you end your movie.
And by the really sweet dramatic music that's going on, that something still, even though it's sweet and dramatic, it's not really going to work out. It's not, because they're in the boat and they think it's over. Of course they think it's over. Instead of having a Jason Voorhees moment where he jumps out of the boat, he's already in the boat, in the water, dangling it. But and the other thing too, like you were touching on, like discovering this film. I think I was hanging out with my buddy Coco or somebody, and he said, "Hey, there's this crazy movie with all these B-list and C-list, great actors, and it's got Kane Hodder as the villain, as full makeup." And of course, we're like, let's fire that up. Let's see how it looks.
Yeah, for me, when I discovered it, I'm sorry, you go ahead and finish off.
But no, that's how we discovered it. It was just like, hey, let's put this on one night, and lo and behold, now we've seen all of them. So.
Yeah, for me, I was lucky enough that I worked in a video store, and I'd actually watched Behind the Mask, which is a movie we may cover later on. Yep. But I seen seen a preview for this movie, and like I said, as soon as I seen the premise for it, but then I seen Kane Hodder was in, I was like, I gotta check that out. And lo and behold, like I said, I was very pleasantly surprised, and like I said, it's a movie I usually revisit at least once a year, and like I said, I enjoyed all the sequels as well.
Yeah, it's just a. If you're looking for a gore fest,
yes,
then this is the one for you. You don't want a lot of plot. You just want a good American gore fest. This is one you're going to enjoy.
Absolutely. So. Well, then transitioning then to one of our favorite segments. We haven't done this in a while, but this is one we need to bring back.
And we're going to bring this back.
So, what is that segment that you love, Adam?
It's the parental guide. Brought to you by Karen, boys and girls. Brought to you by Karen. She's gotten out of church. She's already berated some poor server or waitress, hostess, whatever you will. And now she's gotten home, full belly, full of hate. She's going to take it out on the internet. And so we're bringing you the IMDb parental guide. And so let's go ahead and dive into some of these. Man shooting girl scene in small shop, breasts shown. Oh, I don't know how we can sleep. We might have to turn it off right now. Turn the video off right now.
Yep.
What's a good one you
Well,
got?
I
there?
got several murders with over the top gore.
Oh, Karen.
I know.
Karen.
It's almost like it's a horror movie.
I know, Karen. Why do you even write? You see a man dead on the ground with blood. That's
Almost
very,
like-
that's very insightful, Karen.
Yeah, it's almost like it's a horror movie.
It's almost like, a classic SlashOrama.
Here's one I love. A man basically explodes.
Basically, there's a lot of exploding in this. I noticed, especially when they do an arm rip, or he rips the head off or twists it back. There's a lot of that Kill Bill style, like spray of blood, kind of that big stream.
Yeah, like I said, over the top. That's beautiful.
And it's beautiful. It's awesome because that's what it is. It's not taking itself too seriously. It's going to give you that. He picks up a corpse by the ankles. He's smashing it over the tree even after it's dead. Kind of to do the final kill type of thing. Here's another good one. And this, you tell me. No, you tell me. No, you tell me if this is a spoiler alert or not. I want to know. I don't want to spoil it, but a man gets killed with a hatchet.
Good Lord. Really?
That's just it.
Ah.
That's what she's written.
Dang, Karen, you did spoil the
Or
movie
he's
for everybody.
written. Whoever's written. Spoiler alert. Man gets killed with hatchets in the title. Although we can go ahead and nitpick that, what's in the hatchet or what's in the title is not exactly a hatchet. A hatchet is,
Right.
only one-sided and so on and so on and so on, but then we're picking nits.
Right.
But, it's more of like an axe. But
Here's one I love. A woman's face is mangled. She probably deserved it.
Say it in so. Say it in so in this film. But, it's this kind of film that, if you're watching this and you're looking for major suspense and Shyamalan twists and all that kind of stuff, you're not going to get it. Sorry.
No.
But if you're looking at this and you're thinking, I just want some blood, I want to see some violence, some nudity, some language.
Yeah.
This is the one.
One of Joe Bob's favorites.
Yeah. Joe Bob would agree. This is a good one.
Got a couple more that, like I said, because I love this one here. A man is violently bear hugged.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, Victor Crowley he just missed the guy. That's the way I look at it on that.
Yeah. And I mean, a bear hug, as far as a kill goes in one of these films, is tame. I feel like
Oh, I agree.
it's almost a tame kill.
And last but certainly not least, a man's arm is tragically hurt. Thanks, Karen.
I'll stop for a second. Take a second. But back to the video. But this Hatchet, Adam Green, obviously they went on to do several more, including the most recent one, which was just titled Victor Crowley, in which the plane crashes into the swamp and they have to deal with him there.
That's one where you got the legendary Q from Impractical Jokers in that one.
Yeah, and they have to deal with him in the swamp in his own element once again. Just when they think they're out, they're pulled back in. Kind of thing. But as far as like, how would you wrap this up? Like, this is it's just one that it's just a good time. That's what it is.
It's a popcorn flick.
It's a popcorn flick.
It's one
exactly.
I enjoy it
Exactly.
a lot. I'm not going to say it's like a perfect movie by no means. I wouldn't give it 5 bones, but I definitely give it a good solid 4 because I enjoy the gore, the blood. I love those callbacks, like you said, those B and C actors from the other horror movies, just like really take me there. I think Adam Green, he's very energetic, as you can tell behind the camera, and just has all these great ideas as far as the kill goes. Some of the most inventive kills you see, because like you were speaking of when he's ripping the girl's face off and the camera just pans around, and that perfect editing to switch from the actor to the prosthetic and then just ripping it off. Very well done.
Yeah, and you have to be that creative to get those kind of...
Right.
If you're going to use practical and you have a low budget, you have to be creative with the kill.
Yeah, I'm glad you caught it because it is a low budget film, but it does not feel low budget. He keeps all the special effects in camera. They do a fantastic job, and I think this is a movie that any type of horror fan is going to get some type of enjoyment from it, whether it be from the gore, the actors, Kane Hodder doing his thing with the kills. Like I said, I think it's a fantastic film.
Yeah, and you can tell Kane Hodder's having fun with it.
Yeah,
you can tell he's having fun playing the dad.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell he's having fun playing Victor Crowley, especially. and then the makeup, is almost Jason-esque.
Yes.
Like maybe part 2 Jason minus the bag,
Mhm.
but you can tell that he's having fun with it. So,
Right.
Yep. And yeah, Boys and Ghouls. It's a quick breakdown of the film Hatchet.
Let us know if you've seen it. What did you think about the special effects, the gore, the violence? Let us know in the comments. We love to read from you. Did you enjoy the other sequels? Also, don't forget, Fright fans, if you haven't already, like and subscribe to our channel and join in on the fun. Check out our other videos. We have Creature Features, Hail to the King.
Hail to the King. Stephen King works.
Yeah, and of course, our bread and butter, our Halloween Horror Nights content.
That's right. We got some good Horror Nights content coming your way. We're going to have a little bit of the behind-the-scenes tour coming your way. The Six House Unmasking Horror Tour coming at you with photography. They would not allow us to take videos. They did allow us to take photos.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have those coming for you soon. And as always, friends and fiends, remember, stay tuned for more violence and slashes and blood. Oh my,